in early childhood, we are shown to be more like, I guess, open-minded, and we have like we have filters, and we have zero filters. I mean, and we have zero like worry in the world because we are so young to the point where we don't really care, and people's words just go right through us, and it just, I guess, just for some, a lot of people grew up with having being picked on or in a bad way, but I guess for me, it was always me being very playful, and getting along with every single person that was in that room, especially new friends, and I was practically friends with everyone. We really didn't give each other labels like, oh, they're the cool kids, or oh, those are the quiet kids. And I think as young children, we don't go through that period at all, and that's we're gonna get a rude awakening pretty much later in life. But yeah, labels have been such a big part of our society and how we view a person, as like perception of them, and how we view them. And it's also used in movies as well, and how we determine someone's success and potential. And I was reading an article, I was doing it for like a school project. It was about how parents really like they give out their potential to their kids, like, I want you to be this kind of person, and the kids will do that. And although I think that's every parent's job and everything, it kind of brought up a good topic for me to bring up in this video. But obviously, I think labels is such a harsh topic, and obviously a lot of people deal with it to this day, which is pretty sad. A lot of people really want to be successful and don't really know themselves, and I think people, especially society can determine someone's potential and kind of ruin, or people would gain potential and keep on being someone out there in the world. And yeah, so I think in movies especially, this perception of people kind of goes into like teen like movies, which obviously is my favorite. If you guys ever watched like Never Have I Ever, or any of those cool shows, obviously there's a couple more, but I've never really like get out of my comfort zone or what I like. But I know some popular shows that everyone likes, and especially in these teen like movies in high school, they always have this little group setting, especially when someone goes to a campus and they're seeing all the people around the campus, and they have a tour guide, and the person is kind of like a friend of them, and they're like, oh, these are the cool kids, these are the lame kids, these are the quiet kids. And it's almost seen as like a bad thing. And obviously in the movies they try to present someone to be a certain way, like, oh, you shouldn't be like this. And I think as people, we kind of see that and we're like, man, if I'm like this, I have like zero potential in life. And that couldn't be more far from the case, as quiet people are just introverted people who like to keep to themselves and want to be minding their own business. And that's kind of just the reality. And whatever we see, especially in Disney movies about love and everything like that, and we take everything from movies, so like we drive pity on it, or something like that. It's like a word, but we're very loyal to that view of how people and how things should be. And it's kind of like that, and especially in our world, and we bring it together, and that's kind of from the movies and stuff like that. Especially later in middle school, when you finally grow up, or even high school, you even I'm gonna go back to it, but you go back to the rude awakening where people do that, especially in movies, and then obviously they try and bring it to society, and they kind of label how people, and it kind of changes the way we look at people. Like now, back then in elementary school, I used to look at people like, man, I really want to be this friend, no matter what kind of person they brought to the table, what kind of personality or whatever. But now we are so like entitled to a certain type of group, and how we associate ourselves with how we view ourselves, and how much potential, or how how much a label can impact us and be like, we are this type of person, and so because people are telling me I'm this, I'm gonna continue being that person. And even though nobody, absolutely nobody, and I mean nobody, knows you like you know yourself. And that is the biggest lesson that I think everyone needs to hear, no matter what person tells you whatever you are. I mean, you are not that. If you believe that, you are accepting that you are that. And that couldn't be more far from the truth. As you know, for me, I've taken many labels as well, and I think I get a lot of labels, and it's getting quite common, but I kind of see why, but I am kind of confused a bit. Especially for me, a lot of people in high school, maybe middle school, people used to label me as the short kid, or the guy who really was pretty quiet, or brought a lot of introverted qualities, and a lot of people took it in a bad way. People try to take it as, oh man, I'm antisocial, I don't like talking to people, or I'm just very quiet and I don't want to deal with anybody, or I'm like super mean and intimidating, like, oh man, I'm gonna hurt you and who knows what. But that can be more, that's bad. That's bad. Like, I don't want to be associated with that. And as soon as people try to get to know me, and those labels kind of wear off as people see the real me. And I try my best not to think of it as me accepting those qualities that people are labeling me as. And I think the people who really try to pursue me and see what kind of person I am, my qualities end up coming out, and they see the real me, because those qualities that people are telling me that I am associated with is not true. And whatever I think I can bring to the table, I can be someone's really good friend or really best friend, and many good qualities that I think I have. And I know my strengths and weaknesses. And I think as a human, when you are by yourself or on your own, and you're trying to get to know yourself and what kind of person you are, and what kind of things you like, you know yourself. And I think the question, tell me about yourself, has always comes up, rather in conversation, interview, or whatever it is. It's something that you have to know yourself. And if you believe society as to determine who you are, it can really ruin you, especially if it's in a bad way. And I think you should definitely know yourself. And a lot of people, it's because of the labels, I never really got to connect with a lot of people. And that's the thing, like, a lot of people think because of my qualities and what they see from outside, they do not pursue me at all. And I think that really brought out a side where it's like I can't be myself, especially with people, because they just truly don't get me at all. And in reality, I'm just an introverted person who just likes to flow through life, and he's not into this perspective or this view of how people should be, because I'm very different, and being an outcast is a good thing. And I think everyone should be an outcast, be a little bit different and the norm, as people want to be so fit in and who knows what, which you don't have to fit in, which I'm going to get into a video like that later down the road. But because of the difficulties in life that I've faced through childhood, where maybe I'm unheard because a lot of people don't see how I operate or not, it's really took a bad toll. But I kind of took it in a good way, as taking it into a reason why I started this channel. And the reason why I started the TheWiseHipo channel was definitely to be definitely for more people to hear that they are heard. And I feel like because I was so alone with myself, because not a lot of people wanted to talk to me because of the qualities that they saw outside, like maybe I'm mean looking, but in reality I'm just so focused on my work that they were like, oh, he doesn't want to talk to people. But in reality, like, I enjoy talking to people, but some of my conversations, like me by myself, I would kill for a good conversation. And especially for me, I put a lot of thought into my conversations, and I put a lot of thoughtful responses that some people who pursue me are very appreciative, and they appreciate the good qualities, as those are important in the world as far as like the bad things that happen in the world. And for me, I kind of want to bring something I'm very good at, especially to YouTube. I really want to help people with advice and giving people advice, as that's something that I'm very good at, in my day-to-day life, that I wanted to do that as well. I've been inspired by some of the greatest channels, Matt Davella, or Better Ideas, or even Cole Hastings. All three of them geniuses, and I like the way of, when I get into a conversation, I think, what's the biggest takeaway I can take from this? And I think conversations that I have with, like, deep, meaningful conversations, I really enjoy those. They make me really think, and something that they brought out of all the YouTubers that I said, they really bring that out of me, and I really want to give my input. And sometimes, I'm talking to myself and I having a lot of good conversations that, I want to bring out to the world as well. And I think, if I really bring out these videos and post continuously, that I think a lot of people can relate to me. And I want to, the biggest purpose that I have is to continue for people to be heard, but also to really bring my mind out and kind of just let all my mind kind of just go out, and a lot of people relate to it or think it's cool. And that's something I want to do. And hope you guys do enjoy. And I'm going to be posting once a week here. So I think that the overall topic is, nobody knows me like I know myself. And that's the biggest takeaway, and that's something I want you guys to learn. And I'm a big fan of quotes as well. So I'm very excited. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.